Ahle Bayt in the light of Quran. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam showed his Ahlul Bayt on the following two occasions. When the purification clause, verily Allah intends to keep off from you uncleanliness, O you Ahlul Bayt, and keep you pure at the apex of purity. Innama yuridullahu la yuzhiba inkumul rijsa ahlal bayt wa yatahharakum tathira of verse 33 of Surah Ahzab was revealed. The occasion, time and place of revelation of subject part of verse 33 of Surah Ahzab is narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah Razi Allahu Anhu, a companion of the Prophet, as told to him by Hazrat Fatima Salamullah Alaiha. One day, when Lady Fatima Salamullah Alaiha was in the house of Hazrat Salma Razi Allahu Alaiha, the wife of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who told his daughter that he was feeling weakness. Therefore, she covered him with a Yamni shawl. Soon after, Imam Hussain alayhi salam entered the house and joined the Prophet. Subsequently, Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Lady Fatima Salamullah Alaiha, and Hazrat Ali alayhi salam also joined the Prophet under the shawl. Later, on Hazrat Salma's request to join the group also, the Prophet told her to remain at her place and that she was at peace. At this juncture, Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam revealed subject part of the verse 33, Rafa Sihar Satta. The purification clause of verse 33 of Surah Ahzab, verily Allah intends to keep off from you uncleanliness, O you Ahlul Bayt, and keep you pure at the apex of purity, was placed at subject place in Quran as different parts of the revelations were placed at appropriate place in Quran under Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructions. For example, the first verse revealed, Iqra Bismi Rabbikal Lazi Khalq, was placed in Surah Al-Alaq, the 96th Surah, and verses of second revelation were placed in 68th Surah Al-Qalam. It should be noted that the arrangement of Quran is not in the order of the verses as they were revealed. Moreover, the purification clause starts with the word innama, that is, encircling word kalma hasar, used in the Arabic language to restrict or encircle the implication of the text, meaning to that matter only which follows innama. Therefore, what is stated before the word innama is excluded, and what is stated after innama does not apply to the text about wives of the Prophet before the word innama in subject verse. As such, the evidence shows that only those under the blanket are included in Ahlul Bayt and not the wives of the Prophet as misunderstood by many scholars. Secondly, when the deliberation on the birth of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam with the Christians of Najran in 9 Hijrah did not succeed, Allah commanded in verse 61 of Surah Al Imran, asking each party to bring their sons, women and men, that is nafus, for invoking Allah's curse on the liars, that is Mubaila. At that time, among others, the Prophet had 9 wives, and his son Ibrahim was alive, but the Prophet took Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, Lady Fatima salamullah alayha, Imam Hassan and Hussein alayhi salam only for Mubaila. Seeing subject personalities, the Christians' chief priest Abdul Masih refused to do Mubaila and accepted to pay nominal tax, that is jizya. Allah declared subject event as the account of truth. Surah Al Imran, verse 62. Mubaila was the contest of truth, that is sadaqat, and Prophet took in this contest of truth only those personalities who were considered highly truthful, that is Siddiq, superlative degree of Sadiq. The Prophet said, "My Ahlul Bayt are like the boat of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Whosoever came on board would gain salvation, and one who remains astray will drown and perish." He also said, "I am leaving 2 weighty things, Quran and my Itrat, Ahlul Bayt. They will remain enjoined till they meet me at the pool of Kausar on the day of judgment. One who remains associated with them surely will not go astray, and one who remains away will drown and perish." Moreover, he said, "Hussein is from me and I am from Hussein." Refer Sihai Satta.